I'll give you one other case that's particularly relevant. You may recall the 3 Health Canada employees who testified to the Senate about bovine growth hormone and the activities of drug companies. Those people, as we speak, they lost their jobs a few years later. The Senate was unable to protect them. They are currently in hearings before the Public Service Labour Relations Board. The final arguments are being made now after about 4 years of process, and we'll find out what has happened. The best that these people can hope for is to be given their job backs in a department that clearly views them as the worst kind of traitors and pariahs. And that's the best they can hope for. Now again, I'm telling you this not to create sympathy, but to make you understand the challenge that is required. In Canada, our parliamentarians have tried to deal with this, and we have legislation which came in 2 stages. One was under the Liberals, and then the legislation was amended as part of the Federal Accountability Act. So we have today at a federal level the Public Servants Disclosure Protection Act. And unfortunately, it's not working. It was criticised as it was going through Parliament. The Senate correctly identified many of the shortcomings and attempted to correct those, but the amendments were all rejected. The bottom line is that we have today a Public Service Integrity Commissioner who is an agent of Parliament, who has extensive powers of investigation under the Inquiries Act, who has a staff of 21, and who has an annual budget of about $6.5 million, but in her first year of operation has found not one single example of wrongdoing in the entire federal public service, and has found not one single example of reprisal against someone for trying to raise concerns. And I'll give you some, you seem to not believe that this could be true. I'll give you some statistics just to reinforce how incredible it is. She is responsible for protecting, roughly speaking, about 400,000 employees, of whom more than 1 in 5 report that they have been subject to harassment, when surveys are conducted. And she oversees a system which burns up about $500 million every day. But you'll be all very relieved to know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with this system. Okay. Now, I don't fault the parliamentarians who supported that legislation and took it through Parliament. But I think there's a naivety here to think that this would be easy. If you look at the UK and the US, who are more than 20 years ahead of us, it's been an ongoing battle of legislation followed by the legislation being undercut by the administration, by judges, by various means, then stronger legislation, and then it being attacked again. And that's an ongoing battle in the USA that's been going on for more than 20 years. They have dozens and dozens of pieces of very well-written legislation. They have numerous non-government organizations monitoring what's going on and taking action to protect whistleblowers. We've not even started. And in the private sector, where a lot of the employees are that we need to protect, there's nothing. There's not even the pretense. There's no initiative underway to protect these people. They're completely naked. So I'd like to, just to respect the group's time, I'd like to wrap up. I believe that what has to happen as part of the strategy for making our air safe is to strip away the unnecessary and unjustifiable secrecy that permeates the whole system, to get out in the open and to empower whistleblowers, honest employees at all levels, in all parts of the industry, to speak up when they see problems. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it.